Welcome to Warwickshire and to the kennels of Monmore Greyhound trainer Pat Curtin. As you can see behind me, there's loads of land here. It's a perfect facility for training greyhounds, but also for breeding puppies. Well, Pat, thank you for having us here today. I think we have to start talking about this litter of pups because you do a reasonable amount of breeding here, don't you?
Yeah, we've just started doing a lot of breeding. We think that really that's the way forward for us to maintain a good racing strength in years to come. So we've started doing a few litters here now. There are 3 at the moment. These ones are Farlow Calvin by a bitch called Paradise Aviva, who was sister to Dalcash Stravinsky, won the Irish Oaks. And there's some nice pups in here, to be fair. These are around 12, 13 months old now, but they're very, very nice. We're very pleased with them.
There's one in particular, the big dog. He looks stunning, and just exactly like his dad.
Exactly. He's called Calvin, to be fair. Yeah, he's an absolute ringer for him. If he's half as good as him, we'll be happy.
2 or 3 litters a year you're having here at the moment, but you've got work going on here. Is it something that you plan on doing even more of?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to breed, you've got to have the right things in place, and we didn't have the right things in place when we first started, and we identified that, and we've made changes to try and sort it out. A lot more paddocks, a lot more bigger grass paddocks for pups. We're just trying to make sure we can get as many of our dogs out as often as possible, which is the key with greyhounds. They love to be outside, you know. So going forward, that's the way we think, and that's what we're aiming towards.
Luckily, you've got the land here to be able to do that, but why is it you've decided to go so big into the breeding?
Basically because I don't have to breed to sell. I'm breeding to race at the moment, and I'm lucky enough at Monmore. The prize money is very, very good for owners, and we can go from grades 10 to 1. So, you know, if we get some shortfallings in the litters initially, then we can cope with that in amongst the grade. But I just think, you know, I want to maintain a decent racing strength for the track and have plenty of availability of dogs for my owners. And we think this is the way forward.
This one loves the attention. He's always first there, isn't he? This is the big dog that really
Calvin,
stands out in the litter, Calvin. So he's only 12 months old at the moment, but will be one to watch going forward. You've got 2 stud dogs here. We mentioned Farlow Calvin, but there's another one too.
Yeah, we had Farlow Trent in through Baz and his connection with the KSS. Rab kindly let us have Farlow Trent in, and he's got a litter at the moment to a bitch that ran at Monmore called Lynn's Little Gem. She won top heat there and won in a couple of opens. And then, you know, we're very, very pleased with his as well. Slightly different stamp. Trent's very stocky, and his pups are very, very stocky, whereas Calvin's a more elegant, like, stud dog, and his pups have gone a bit that way. But we're happy with both. And both dogs are by Hondo Black, which was my favourite stud dog in recent years. So we're really looking forward to all of them, you know, and Trent's look equally as nice as these.
You've got some other greyhounds coming through here as well. One in particular, a youngster who hasn't hit the cards yet, but when he does, he's going to be one for us to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Rattling Hawk, we've just got him in. We're excited about having him. He looks to have an immense amount of early pace. Purchased for the Booze and Loyal Syndicate that's headed up by Baz Knight and some of my other good owners, and we're really, really excited about him. He's got a lot of early pace. He's had his first trial at Monmore, done an exceptional sectional, and, you know, he's just settling in, but we're really, really buzzing about that dog. We hope he can win a good few races at Monmore.
And he's already getting on for 2 years of age, but he's only had 1 race under his belt in Ireland, is that right?
Yeah, because partially he breeds the rattling dogs, tends to start them a bit later, and I like that, to be honest with you, because it means that they're much more mature and easier to work with. Their bones are more mature, and I think, you know, the earlier you start them, the more time you can, in general, knock off the end of their careers, and we like our dogs to go on for as long as they can for their owners. So I'm only too happy to buy from Pa, who starts them a bit later.
So how good do you think he can be, given that he needed that run, a very good trial? How good do you think he'll be for you?
I would hope that he would have the potential to go open racing. Maybe on Monmore would be as far as he wants as a 480 track. It's quite an easy 480, but maybe he would step down to Peterborough, Romford sort of standard. I think he's got enough early for that, you know. If things progress as we hope, that's the direction we might have to go in.
And another dog here who is a stunning looking dog, around about 2.5 years of age, who's, you say, probably the best dog at Monmore at the moment.
Well, he's certainly, I wouldn't say he's necessarily the fastest, but he's definitely the most consistent dog up there at the moment, Gow Lane Puma. He's won in excess of a dozen open A1 races at Monmore, as well as a few opens at Monmore and Perry Bar. And he just is a model of consistency, Julie. You know, every week he'd give you a run, and, you know, he's a big favourite at Monmore, and he's done exceptionally well for us this year. Brilliant.
He's a really stocky dog, isn't he?
He is. He only weighs up about 32 kilos, but he's very, very broad, and, you know, he's big enough to handle himself against any dog and small enough to get around any track. You know, and have really, really been a great dog for us. Really great dog.
And you think he could still be improving?
I think he might be, to be honest with you. The last 6 or 7 weeks he seems to have stepped up to the mark every week, and where we've took him to Toaster and he's run well at Toaster in the Bags Championship, running Memphis Mafia to a short head. Then we've took him to Perry Bar last weekend, and he's bolted up there by 6 1/4, and he just seems to be improving. You know, he seems to be improving.
I've noticed a couple of hurdles knocking around as well. Is that something you're going to be looking into?
Yes, we recently got some hurdles built for us by Jeff Seeley, and we're going to start putting 1 or 2 of our top dogs over the hurdles with a view to the Springbok. Start them off here with the hurdles on the gallop, and then move down to Jeff's at Clew Hill Farm, and school them there, and hopefully we'll have something maybe turn up in Wimbledon for the Springbok.
Obviously, you've only just got the hurdles, so we're talking very early days here, but can you give us a couple of names who's going to be trying out?
Geelong, maybe. Geelong.
Who, of course, came from Rab McNair.
Yeah, from Rab McNair. Yeah, we're lucky to get hold of him from Rab. He hadn't quite settled onto the open race scene, and he's got 1 or 2 issues, but we're hoping that maybe the hurdles might be the answer with him.
Rab struggled to get Geelong to settle in the kennel. He was a bit disruptive. Have you found him to be okay here?
No, anybody's going to struggle with Geelong, to be fair. You know, Rab warned me about that, and, you know, he was ever so honest about the dog. And he is 110% right. He is a lot of work, but we'll just keep working away and see if we can get to the bottom of him at some point, you know.
How many dogs have you got here?
Oh, I suppose we'd have around about 75 or 80 dogs.
That includes a few retireds, but you've got plenty of staff looking after them as well.
Yeah, we've got 5 staff and 1 that comes in at weekends as well, so we're not doing too bad. We keep a few retired dogs. My owners are very good, and they like to make sure that all their dogs have got homes if they can, you know. They've all got owners that come and take them out, so they have a great life.
This isn't actually what you set out in life to do, is it?
No. I'm actually a qualified graphic designer, and I was a sign writer with my own sign writing business to start off with, and then was rained off work one day with a colleague, and we ended up going to Oxford Dog Track for an afternoon bags meeting, and that was it. I was just bitten by the bug. Within a month I had my own dog, and it just snowballed from there really. Started working in kennels and decided that this was the way I wanted to go.
And you've gone on to buy this property, which you've got an awful lot of land here. It's a really nice facility. You're obviously making a lot of improvements, but is this a life that you enjoy?
Oh yeah, I mean, dog racing is a way of life. If you don't enjoy the way of life, you shouldn't be in dog racing. And everybody who's in it, you know, is in it for the love more than anything. Yes, you can make a living out of it, of course you can, but it's not going to be the same sort of living I'd have made in being a graphic designer. But then I don't have days like this, you know. I love days like this when you're out with the pups and out racing, and it's a way of life, dog racing. You've got to love it.